So what happens when the beliefs in your head, which are creating your reality, especially your money reality, are actually just a pile of other people's beliefs? You've got to work hard to make money. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Money doesn't grow on trees. These are second-hand codes running first-class resistance in your life. I'm Diane Armitage, and welcome to the Catalyst Code, where we crack the internal code that creates the external result. I'm your host, and after 27 years as Bob Proctor's writing partner and protege, I've been helping people all over the world step into their greatness and create better in their world, whatever that better might be. And I think it's about your turn. Each week, Catalyst Code teaches you how to activate momentum, rewrite your mind, and create results that stick. You are the catalyst. This is the code. So let's go. I really want to just say this from the very beginning, and I do not say it lightly. The reason most people want more money, and the reason why some people struggle to achieve that goal, isn't because they're doing the wrong things. It's because they're directing their energy through a system they don't understand and never learned how to control. And I'm going to start with this story here because I want you to understand this right from the start. If Bob Proctor hadn't stepped in and brought me along with him back in 2006 to help fix the distribution of The Secret movie, that global phenomenon probably never would have made it out of the film studio that it was created in. They had this beautiful movie wrapped, and they could not get distribution anywhere in the world, not in movie theaters, not on network television, not in cable TV. They kept being told it was too woo-woo. It was too risky for the mainstream. So they decided to use the last of their money on creating DVDs. And perhaps in the exhaustion of it all, a rather alarming error was made, and they did not end up with DVDs. And that's when they called Bob Proctor. Because Bob Proctor was tapped into the force. He was the Jedi master of prolific innovation and uncanny imaginative solutions. And he had been bringing me up, his Padawan, in his Jedi Master Academy. So they called Bob, and Bob called me, and we sprinted into action. And we landed with the team on a solution that started bringing in money immediately. And at the same time, it launched one of the biggest joint ventures in the personal development world, probably the largest joint venture in the personal development world. 4 months later, 19 million copies of the movie were sold. 35 million of the follow-up books were sold. The Secret had gone global. And I was thinking this morning, isn't it amazing how one idea that you act on can set you on a new life trajectory? In most cases, you don't even realize or recognize how big that catalyst is until the moment is long past. It's like Louise was saying this morning. She wasn't sure she understood everything I was teaching. It was completely out of what she had ever heard before, but she decided to stick with it because she knew that it was probably a better path, a better proven path. And that was the catalyst moment that changed. And now she's looking back at it and saying, it really changed. Later, you realize it was the start of everything. So here's the part that no one talks about. Bob and I weren't just solving a problem for a movie. We were using what I now teach as money physics with an included and very necessary set of foundational factors that I call the Tower of Power. That changed everything. It wasn't luck. It was physics in motion. Identity, belief, energy, and structure working in energetic harmony. Now, you may be thinking, I don't know how well you know Bob Proctor. I am so glad that you are all here, and I bet a lot of you do. But you may be thinking, well, that was Bob Proctor, the Jedi Master. That guy had the Force. I'm like Chewbacca out here using a whole different kind of force. I'm just pushing my way through my days. I'm wrangling with all of these obstacles and money blockades every single day. Listen, you are every bit as capable of creating big, big impact too, because you are a catalyst in and of yourself. You are not just a puny human being out there in a puny little body. You are physics in motion. You are all energy. You're a mass of energetic molecules moving at a high rate of vibration. You are always throwing off energy. You are directly connected to all of the energy out there. And you're constantly interacting and directing that energy, whether you know it or not. And in cooperation with that, you have this built-in tower of power. It's been built in since you landed on this planet. We already have built within us the power to shift everything in the direction we want to go. But most of us are using the system all wrong. And that ends today. You're here because you're ready to stop pushing and start commanding your money results. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, to give you a little context on me and why I'm talking to you, Louise mentioned quite a bit. I was Bob Proctor's writing partner for 27 years. I helped build and script the mindset programs that reached every country in the world. And I worked with many other large personal development leaders in the same way. And in those same years, I also built a marketing agency helping personal development leaders and global businesses use leverage strategies to take quantum leaps. I don't like geometric growth. I like exponential growth. And about a year before Bob moved on from this planet in 2022, he sat down with me and he told me it was time. It was time to begin my own mentoring of business leaders and gutsy entrepreneurs to help all of you collapse time and create quantum growth. He told me I could do it because I was already writing the curriculum and I could teach you from where I lived to where I live now. And oh my goodness, was he right about that? I mean, if you're here, you're probably like the thousands of business owners I was and who I work with. Brilliant, driven, passionate, but some of the time, or a lot of the time, your income does not feel so brilliant. And it ain't driven. It's more like wobbling all over the road. You're pushing harder and doing more, and you're wondering why it's not translating to more and more revenue. You've got a big idea, but it's stalled in the driveway because you don't have the proper financial resources to start that engine. You lay awake at night, hoping and looping on those terrible how questions. How to get more clients, how to scale the business, how to finally see the return, how to get out of this financial quagmire. Well, spoiler alert, it's not a strategy issue. It's not I just need to spend more time on this issue. It's a physics issue. Your tower of power is the hub of your energetic core. And remember, you are physics in motion, always. So when that internal system is mired in chaos, self-doubt, or just plain wonk, what does the energy out there do? It reflects it. Physics doesn't judge. It simply mirrors the signal. Confusion in, confusion back. Scrambled energy, scrambled results. And if your money signal is a hot mess, well, don't be surprised when your bank account ghosts you first. Now think about it. All the stuff that's blocking, stalling, stealing, all that great money from you, that's still your tower of power, but it's being used in the wrong order. This internal director, it doesn't just oversee, it is driving or stalling every major decision and reality in your business, your wealth, and your life. From every move you make to every outcome you see, your tower of power is behind it all, moving or not moving, in your perspective, the pieces into play, even while you sleep. So how about we use that powerful energetic hub the way it was designed to be used? Now, you can't blame yourself entirely for all of this, because the truth is, most of us lost the directions on how to operate the tower of power like way back when, like when we landed on the planet, when we were kids. And our parents, they can't find the owner's manual either. It's like trying to figure out a microwave in an Airbnb. You know, you don't have the instructions anywhere, so you just kind of dink around and you press this button or that button until it finally does something like what you were wanting it to do. Just about every human being on this planet doesn't even know they've got this tower of power, let alone how to work it properly. So it just operates based on our unconscious knowing, unknowing, dinking around, doing these actions that we think we're supposed to do to make it do its thing. It's time to turn this hidden resource into your most powerful ally, your secret weapon. So let's explain this mystery microwave of yours, this tower of power. So you were born with 6 intellectual faculties. Humans have them. No other creature on the planet does. They help us choose our life. Intuition, imagination, will, memory, perception, and reason. Your reasoning mind. Now, Bob Proctor, he used to explain them by saying, we're the highest form of creation. We've been given these 6 mental faculties to make our own decisions. We have the ability to choose how we're going to direct our lives. And he would explain all 6 of these in less than 6 minutes, and then he would just move on. But in December 2023, something clicked in for me. These factors, they don't exist in isolation. And these 6 factors are not at all equal, not at all. They are locked in energetically from a lower, slower moving energetic physics vibration to a higher vibration. That is your tower. And when you use it in order correctly and use it from the top down, instead of trying to climb this thing, your entire reality will shift, guaranteed. You see, intuition and imagination are at the top. Intuition is at the very top of your tower, and imagination is the next. These are your highest faculties because they're not just mental faculties. They are the highest energetic form of you. You, a creator, actually connected to the creation, to all thought. Now, when you're playing in the intuitive, up here at the top, and when you're playing in the imaginative realms, you're not operating at a human level. You're operating in the 4th dimension. You're seeing a possible new reality from the energetic side of all things. You're creating from the endless energetic side of all things. Physics in motion. Remember the movie The Matrix? I love that movie. I teach from that movie all the time. And at the end, Neo, who is played by Keanu Reeves, is cornered by the agents, the machines, right? And in that moment, when he would normally turn and run, attempting to save his life, he stops running because now he sees reality for what it is. And himself as the energetic being he always has been. He suddenly sees that he is an unlimited energetic catalyst who can change reality. He can create his own version of reality now. He began to see it. He began to feel it, and he began to be it. You have that power. You are that energy. You just haven't been using your tower in the right direction. So if we jump down to the bottom of the tower, down to the bottom, past all the other mental, intellectual faculties, we end up at the reasoning mind. It's at the foundation. Now, while it's most base of the 6 faculties, it wields an extraordinary amount of power. Reason is how you form your beliefs about yourself, about how you interact with other people, about what you believe you can achieve or not achieve. Your reasoning mind is actually a 2-part entity. Your conscious mind takes in all kinds of thoughts and ideas, and it makes decisions to accept or reject those ideas for your life. What is accepted becomes a belief. And then your subconscious mind takes over to create your reality from those beliefs. That's physics. That's physics too. So what happens when the beliefs in your head, which are creating your reality, especially your money reality, are actually just a pile of other people's beliefs? You've got to work hard to make money. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Money doesn't grow on trees. These are secondhand codes running first-class resistance in your life. I'm going to say that again. These are secondhand codes running first-class resistance in your life. We were not the ones who came to all of those initial conclusions about money. Someone else did, but we heard it enough that we began to believe it too. So I want you to go into the chat. I want to see if we can open up the chat. I want you to go into the chat and write down one money belief that you inherited, one that you don't believe that you chose. You know, one of those ideas that I just talked about. Money doesn't grow on trees. Who do you think I am, Rockefeller? Go into the chat and write down a money belief that you have had in your head for you don't even know how long. There's never enough. How are you going to afford that? Okay, those are great. Get an office job. I love it. Get an office job. You can't make good money doing work you love. money doesn't grow on trees. People with money aren't spiritual. How about we may not be rich, but we're happy? Do you ever hear that? Now, right where you think it came from, where do you think that money belief showed up? From my mother when I was a kid. Yeah, I will never figure out unless you know how to really know how to invest, right? Mom. Now, I want you to ask yourself, is this even true for me? Is this even true for me? I mean, imagine what your life would look like with this one belief completely evaporated, replaced with one that actually matches the identity you're stepping into. These beliefs that land in your head, even the ones you inherited, it's like planting a seed in the earth. Your subconscious doesn't care what's planted. It just grows it. That's its job. And it does it really well. And over the years, it has created a great harvest of beliefs, habitual thought patterns that we also call paradigms, that have created your current reality of your life, the garden of you. So if you've ever wondered why it's so hard to make money, keep money, accumulate more money, this is where it starts. This is where it starts. You want to change your financial life now? You've got to change what's being planted. But the secret is this. It doesn't start with trying to create a new belief all the way down at the bottom of the tower in your reasoning mind, because your reasoning mind thinks it's already got plenty of good beliefs that have kept you safe all this time. That new take on money flow that you want to see move into reality in your life, it's not going to happen down here. You've got to start at the top of your tower. You are pure, unadulterated energy operating and interacting all the way up here with all the energy out there. You have every ability to simply pluck really big ideas out of the energetic ether. You can listen to your perfect intuition. You can let your imagination fly. I mean, I'll walk you through it all, putting in motion the reality you choose. And I can also walk you around all of the self-sabotage swamps too. Because I've got to tell you, we all start up here with the really happy visions of money piling into our lives. And then we trip all over our marvelous superhero cloaks by doing what next? Well, rather than continuing down the Tower of Power in its certain prescribed order, prescribed from the beginning of time order, with the instructions we landed with, we instead take this beautiful idea, and in the very next step, we take it all the way down to the bottom where the reasoning mind hangs out. Why do we do this? To see what it thinks. What's its opinion? You know, the let's be reasonable mind. It's stuffed full of all those habitual patterns of already running your carefully stored, safe life. Why would you do that? Because this is where most people go. They feel this bright, beautiful nudge, and then they immediately ask their reasoning mind, how? Well, how can we get this done? Let's see how. Let me ask why it's me that needs to be doing this. I mean, there are so many worthier people out there. Let me go hang out with my reasoning mind for a while and see how we can try to make this happen when I don't have the education, I don't have the resources, I don't even know how to build a website, I don't know any of that stuff. And there are all these other greater people than me who clearly have already figured it out. As that famous line from Pretty Woman notes, big mistake. Big mistake. Your reasoning mind isn't interested in creating a new belief for you. It just looks at you and that big fluffy idea of yours and boof, it bats that new idea right off the court. And nothing about your money changes in your life. You want to change your financial life? You start at the top of your tower and you work your way down. In charge. At the top of your tower, I'll teach you how to lock in with the frequency of limitless thought and endless opportunities available to you. I will show you how all the primary laws of physics that actually order and operate this planet, nothing woo-woo here, we're talking physics, work in supportive, energetic partnership with you. It sees you as a kinetic, energetic being. Kinetic, energetic you with that energetic idea. The idea is all energy too. And all along the way, you're going to be fashioning your new money reality your way. Not your reasoning mind's way, your way. It is not the boss of you. Before I walk you through how this tower flows, I want to get you inside it for a moment, okay? You've been absorbing these ideas. Now I want you to live from the inside out. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think of the one result that you really want that's been stuck. The one thing that's circling and circling, but it won't click in. You see yourself over there with this, but somehow you're not getting to it. You got that in your mind? Okay, now watch what happens when you direct it through your tower of power, not from the bottom up, but from the top down. I'm giving you a really condensed version here, but I know you're going to see the difference. So you're turning this idea over to your imagination, what Neville Goddard calls the center point of all creation. And as your imagination takes hold, it begins to paint the picture. You begin to see yourself in this new reality. You're seeing yourself from the end result. That's what your imagination is for. As soon as you get your idea, immediately your mind goes to how well my life would change. What would my life look like? It would look exactly like this if I actually had this thing. Not the mind-numbing how stupidness. Your imagination doesn't have anything to do with your reasoning mind. You hear potential clients or contracts saying yes without hesitation. You see them connect your message to their great, big, giant audience, and the orders start rolling in like some kind of hostess ding-dong assembly line. And you begin to feel the emotion as you get one new order after another. Your email, another order, and your bank account is welcoming it all in. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, and here's another order. Thank you very much. You are seeing it. You are feeling it. And you are being it. That is the endless, limitless power of your imagination. Awesome, awesome imagination. You are consciously managing the direction already, your assumption of success. Now, I'll be talking a lot about taking on this assumption in the live course. And this is where your 4 other intellectual factors come to your assistance. All of this above, intuition, imagination, all this above is funneling powerfully into the channel that is next, your will. Now notice, when you work down from the top of your tower of power, your will isn't even wrestling with what burbles up from the reasoning mind. I must use my will to work longer hours. I must use my will to stay focused at the expense of my health and my friendships. No, it doesn't work that way. Your will is girded now from your higher ground place of already assuming it's working. Your will becomes the shining lighthouse beacon that connects with the physics, law of vibration, or what many of you know as law of attraction and what some people refer to as the woo-woo world. It's all the same. Like energy attracts like energy. It's not woo-woo, smoke and mirrors. It's physics. And suddenly, out of nowhere, all sorts of unexpected help, ideas, and serendipitous assistance comes your way because you are energy directing energy. Remember the story I told you about the secret at the beginning of class? Because these founders knew they were working with an inspired idea that would change the world, they used their will to see it through for them. They did not try to command and force. They used their will and let it work for them. They got the inspired idea to call Bob Proctor. They followed through on our inspired solution. Now, in my actual course, I'll be expanding on all of this so that you really get every aspect of every section of your tower, because the will isn't done yet. When it's girded from the top of your tower, it sheds light on everything that lies below, your perceptions, your memories. We're going to be wiring in those same laws of physics to rewrite the age-old perceptions and memories that have bullied your money and kept it at bay all this time, like some kind of junkyard dog. And as you continue flowing this beautiful concept down, then you finally arrive, after perception and after memories, you arrive at the reasoning mind, which is actually open and accepting. Now, why would your conscious mind be accepting instead of resisting this new idea? Because you are the one directing that new idea from the ether to your conscious mind. Energy in motion your way. You're using your tower of power in the right order. By using the tower correctly, you've already solidified the belief. Your conscious mind has no choice but to accept it as truth. And then subconscious mind rolls right into the only spotlight space on the stage it knows to take. And your new belief begins to form its new reality right in front of your eyes. It is science. Now close your eyes for a second and think of that big financial idea again. The one you want accomplished in your life, and sooner rather than later would be great. But you feel like you've just been circling and circling. See it from the end. See yourself in that lifestyle with it accomplished as the person with it. Orders coming in, clients responding, the press calling you for happy news stories, money flowing like Niagara Falls. Now, how does it feel to just know it's working? That's what your tower is built to do. You are here on this planet to create new energetic expansion, energetic expression, sheer velocity. Don't you want more money like now? This is your way to creating a life and a path of your choosing. Your business, your way, your wealth directed with precision, your life built with intention, not default. Life your way. Because you're not here to hustle harder. You're here to create on purpose with structure, authority, and aligned energetic power. Newton once said, an object in motion stays in motion unless acted on by an outside force. And folks, if your income's been coasting on default, it's time to apply a precise, intentional force from the inside out, acting on the energetic ether out there. That's what money physics does. This is an inside job, acting on the energy out there. This weekend, I was paging through this monstrous project. Nobody has ever seen this live. See this big giant book? Monstrous project. This was the legacy project that Bob and I were working and we were building right before he passed away. We were probably a month away from it going live. I don't know what's going to happen to that program, but I was paging through it, just kind of looking through everything that we had put together. And on page 78, it's one of the final chapters, right under a section on faith that we had been working on. He had added this line right at the bottom. He said, building the belief, creating real faith in your idea requires working from the top down and the inside out. From the top down and the inside out. He didn't call it the Tower of Power. He was probably waiting for his writer to come up with those words. But he saw it, and he knew it, and he lived it. This is not theory. This isn't mindset flaw. We don't hope for change. We direct it from the top down and from the inside out. You are so powerful. Let's make that power work for you.